Our Leeds fans are absolutely adamant who is the best and the worst player against Derby. Cross here says Piroe is the best player on the pitch. Anyone disagreeing with me can fight me. And Jack Harrison should be left in the dressing room in all future games. Let's get our panel's view on all of that. Welcome back, Chris, Sam, and Jacob to Where Whites Walk, and welcome back yourselves. Thank you for your company. Yet again, it's our first record of 2026. Lots to catch up with these guys. I tell you what, Chris, Leeds have been impressive over the Christmas period, haven't they? This is like is it ready to look at the European places yet?
Definitely not, but I'll take the performances that we've had over Christmas and the New Year. I think it's been really nice to see. We were very unlucky against Newcastle, I think, but I'll take one defeat in 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump straight into it. Of course, welcome back. The first time we've seen you. You've played Sunderland, you've played Newcastle, you played United, and we'll get into that Derby game as well a little bit in a second. But yeah, into the fourth round for the 4th season in a row, I think, Sam, as well. Yeah. Who impressed you against Derby?
Well, initially, Piroe was about the only one I thought was playing well. The French players only started to kick in once Nanto scored. Up until that point, you sort of realised why these guys aren't starting every week. And his goal and Tanaka's goal, they were good the last 20 minutes, but I think you could see with 8 changes, this is a team that had no real rhythm, weren't used to playing with one another. The team, the 11, was good enough to win, and it did win. But you can see why making a lot of changes can cause problems.
Yeah. This was some of the views from that game. Mr. Trav says Nutter should always be starting. Now, we've been in this debate before, Jacob. Do you agree based on what you've seen over the last, not just that game, but over the last 4?
Yeah, I mean, definitely from today. I can see why he's saying that. Obviously, with the formation that we play in the Premier League, you think Nanto may partner with DCL up top. Okafor hasn't really been on it in recent weeks, and I thought Mecha was okay today, but again, he came on against Newcastle, didn't really do anything. So maybe there's a chance for Nanto, especially after today. I thought he took his goal really well. His link-up play was good, and he takes players on. He's definitely the best winger at the club. So maybe there's room there to for him to partner DCL up top.
Okay. Jack Harrison, Chris. I didn't find any. I think it was the nicest one I could find. As SJ says, it was a good win playing with 10 men plus Harrison. Yeah. I don't think the Leeds fans aren't going to forgive him, obviously, for what went on. But is he really as bad as fans on Twitter are making out?
Yeah, I think when you look at Harrison and the player that he was when we were in the Premier League the first time round, like, he has regressed so much. And I don't know if that is because he doesn't have a Bielsa managing him anymore, but he, regardless of what he did when we got relegated, he is an abysmal footballer. I don't think he has any place at this club, and I would think that, albeit slightly less harsh, if he'd stayed with us through relegation and come back up with us. I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's very good at crossing. I saw a statistic today that said only 2 players for Leeds this season have had 10 unsuccessful crosses, and they were both Jack Harrison. So I don't know what he offers, but again, I think today you have to give him an opportunity to showcase what he can do or what he can't do, and I don't think we'll see him again this season in the Prem.
Okay. Well, Piroe then, Sam. I know some people in the clubs in the Championship have been circling around him, discussing his name. What happens to Joel Piroe? Does he stay with you, play bit parts, or is it worth just trying to cash in on him?
Well, I will hang on to him because we're not sure we're staying up yet, and if we go down, he would be very useful. For that reason alone, I'd hang on to him. Mecha, to be honest, has looked pretty poor for a long time now, and I think there's maybe a case for having Piroe on along with DCL up top. where he could maybe feed off the knock-ons and stuff. I mean, normally you would put money on him scoring a penalty, but apart from that, I thought he played pretty well, pretty sharp. No, I wouldn't be selling him unless we're getting another player who's either going to start or be very close to starting.
Okay. We'll talk about some transfer rumours in a second. Let's have a look at the table then, shall we? Let's move on from the cup a little bit. I mean, who do you want in the next round, Sam, by the way? Just to interest.
Home tie, someone from a lower division.
Okay. Macclesfield, yeah? That'll do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And knock us out.
All right then, let's have a look at the division. Yeah, so last time we spoke to you all, Jacob, you since last spoke to you, you've gone on and battered Palace. You've got credible draws. I mean, you should have won at Sunderland. Even the Sunderland fans we spoke to said so that they were very lucky to hang on for a point. You've taken Liverpool to a point at Anfield. You've battle to a point against Manchester United. I mean, it's done and dusted, isn't it, Jacob? Look at that. 22 points. You are 8 above West Ham. You have got one of the best forms in the division in terms of, I mean, obviously that Newcastle result was unfortunate, but yeah, it's all over, isn't it?
I mean, this is Leeds United, so yeah, you never know. But I think everyone is just so pleased with ever since that formation change. Even though we lost against Man City that second half, you could see the fight, you could see the desire, you could see something actually working. And obviously it helps when you've got one of the most informed strikers in the league, leading the line for you. And that 8-point gap is absolutely massive. But, let's not count West Ham out. Let's just keep, game by game. We can obviously look at them and, kind of not celebrate, but think, oh yeah, we're pulling away a bit now. But ultimately just focus on ourselves, focus on winning at home. And maybe even like we've done, churning out points away from home. Unlucky against Newcastle, but yeah, it's a good sight so far.
Yeah, I think when Forest beat West Ham the other night, I think Leeds fans were celebrating that just as much as Forest fans, weren't they, Jacob? That the fact that if you keep them 3 down there all season, doesn't really matter. You can finish on 29 points, couldn't you? And it'll all be done. And yeah, I mean, you played West Ham, didn't you? They were awful, weren't they, Ellen Road?
Yeah, they weren't great at all. And they haven't. I know they won today, but it's FA Cup against QPR. I think at home as well. But yeah, like you said, just keep them down there, and hopefully they don't. We've got to play them last day of the season, so hopefully it's all done and dusted by then, and we don't have to go there and try and get something.
Okay, and then the January fixtures to come, Chris. Then, so you've got Fulham, of course, at home. This week, and then we go back to the start of the season and do all the reverse fixtures from them. Obviously, you come to the Hill Dickinson to play Everton, of course, in a couple of weeks' time, and then you've got Arsenal at Ellen Road. How many points do you think you'll finish off January with them from those 3?
I think we need at least 4. I think Fulham is definitely winnable. I know they're in a good run, and I know Harry Wilson is definitely going to score, even though he should probably be in the Leeds shirt. I think Everton is winnable, and I say that purely because of the form that they're in. They, at the start of the season, they had quite a good home form in the new stadium. I think that's sort of changed a little bit, and I've seen a lot of unhappy Everton fans with the way they're playing and the way they're setting up. And I think the fact that they don't have a striker who can score goals, because he's obviously playing for Leeds now and scoring goals. I think we should be looking at maybe winning both Fulham and Everton, but I'd take a point, and I think Arsenal's a free hit. Really, won't expect anything there, regardless of if we're playing at Ellen Road or on the Moon. I think we'll lose that, so I think that's a free hit, and we might surprise ourselves.
Okay. Well, I can help you with the Everton one. I'm going to be back in Leeds away win on that one because we are atrocious at the moment. Are those 2 strikers I've never seen? So a pair of bad strikers together, and Calvert-Lewin will score the winner, and yeah, it'll be a stadium of 50,000. Very angry Scousers. We'll talk more about that next week, though. Fulham to come, Sam. Yeah, who's impressed then over this period, then, Sam? I mean, we've talked about Calvert-Lewin. Obviously, he's getting all the plaudits, but who from the midfield, who from the defence needs a shout out here as well for all these look at the clean sheets you've been getting as well.
Yeah, Ampadu, I think Bilal, now that he's settled in the team, has been excellent. And James Justin coming in at number 2, I think has been incredible. I think, to be honest, he's doing better than Bogle. He's better defensively, and he showed today he can score as well. Those two have really caught my eye.
Yeah. What about you, Jacob?
Yeah, I agree with all of those, especially Justin and Biol, but also actually Aronson as well. I think
Yes, sorry
recently against Newcastle, great. The goal against Man United, obviously only got about 2 minutes on today, but that just shows how important he is in recent form, and will be this month if he can carry it on. He's just maybe as integral as DCL is in that team now going forward. So Aronson for me, obviously DCL's the obvious one. But yeah, Aronson's definitely been a standout the last few games.
Okay. Some players which are dividing opinion now then. Let's talk about one in particular. Let's talk about Tanaka. Shall we? Craig says Tanaka looks peed off. Something wrong with his body language. You'd probably be a bit annoyed, Chris, wouldn't you, if you were Tanaka, given that it's irregularity in the team, Gruev in front of him. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Gruev one is quite confusing because I don't think, especially when we play at home, that we should have Gruev in over Tanaka. I understand Gruev completely from a defensive point of view when we're going away and we're trying to obviously perform, in front of an away crowd. But I think for me, Tanaka, do I think he should be starting? I don't think he's played too well when he's had his opportunity. And it honestly depends on what formation we go for, because, if we're playing Aronson in the midfield role with Okafor and Calvert-Lewin up top, then Tanaka doesn't deserve to start over Aronson at the moment. And you're not going to drop Stack and Ampadu to fit Tanaka in because both of them have played really well. But I think if you play Aronson alongside Calvert-Lewin, then depending on where we're playing and who we're playing, I think Tanaka should be starting, but we've got Longstaff back now as well, so that adds another piece of competition in the mix. But I think he'll come back into the team eventually.
Okay. I haven't got the tweet because it was back when I think you were playing United, but Okafor, Sam, some fans are saying he's not actually a very good footballer.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but at the start of the season, he looked maybe the strongest of our signings, and he just faded away. He looks pretty ordinary. He's not awful, but I don't think he's the player we thought we're getting. And at the minute, him and Piroe are looking very dodgy, the pair of them. I think both of them could lose their place.
Jacob, what's happened with Okafor? We remember when me and you were just on here talking at the start of the season, you were waxing lyrical about him, and at the start of the season he had. What's gone on? What's gone wrong for him?
It's just confidence. I'm looking at him the last few games, and he doesn't want to take anybody on. He's turning back and playing it back to the fullback, and when he does try and take someone on, he loses it, and there's no real desire to win it back. I think it is just a confidence thing, and he hasn't scored for a while either, so I think that could also be something to play a part. And it is a shame because the start of the season he had a couple of goals and things like that. It is a shame, and hopefully he can return back to his best. But luckily for us, some of our other attackers are firing, and with Nonto's performance today and in recent weeks, maybe Nonto starts over Okafor, or someone else comes in to pair with DCL.
Okay. This time of the year is always lots of transfer rumours, Chris. I'm sure you've seen lots of ridiculous ones and ones as well. Any that have stuck with you think have got some legs at all, either ins or outs?
No. I think we're very common as Leeds fans to know that we don't really do any January business. And we're also very familiar with the fact that every player and his dog will be linked with us during the window, and none of them will be be credible at all. I don't think we'll sign anyone, really. Maybe one player, maybe one attacking player, but I honestly can't see it happening. I think that's the issue with the club, is they'll look at the results like they did last season when we were top of the league, or playing really well, and I think, we don't need to spend because we've got a squad that can do it and can show that they can do it. And it almost backfired last season when Burnley made the transfers they did. Sheffield United made the transfers. It almost came back to bite us. It didn't. West Ham have already spent 60 million. Wolves are looking at signing players. Burnley and Forest could potentially bring some players in. I think if we sit there and don't do anything, it could really backfire again. And I don't want that to happen, but it's probably going to happen.
Okay. Sam, do you agree? Would you like to see some fans in? Or?
Yeah, I think the squad's too thin. But it terrifies me if DCL gets injured. Match up front on his own just isn't going to work. We're a bit light in fullbacks if Goodmanson gets injured. Justin's recovering, but Bugwell's out at the minute. So we're a bit midfield with probably enough bodies, but I think we need a full-back and a forward. And ideally, I would like us to get James Trafford on loan as a goalkeeper, because Perry just isn't working out. He's not a terrible goalkeeper, but he's no better than Darlow or Melia as far as I can see.
Right. The other bit of news then that landed between when we last saw you, Jacob, is about the stadium, of course, as well. I want to get your views on that. Yeah, was it 53,000? So now we're gonna go up to.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You'll fill it, won't you? You probably fill it and some. It's going to be good news for the club.
Yeah, definitely good news. I think it's been a long time coming, but the main thing is we have to actually stay in the Premier League, become an established Premier League club. Avoid obviously relegation this year, and then look towards that. The plans look great. I like the design. It's looking good, and I think they're still housing the away fans in the West Stand. There was talk of them maybe putting them in the South Stand, which would just be awful because that's where the best atmosphere is from. But yeah, the plans look great, and I'm looking forward to seeing it being built.
Yeah, that view in that away end as your away fan, if you're right in the corner, you can't see any of the pitch. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, need to sort that out. Right, brilliant. Thank you very much, you three. And if you've just come across the channel, where have you been? But if you can squeeze another 20 minutes of Leeds chat into your lives, we'd be really grateful to have your company as we run through every single Premier League game there is left of this up and down top season. It wasn't so long ago. It feels like we were doing all the far cry out stuff, wasn't it? That has gone. That has completely disappeared. Good to see as well.
Leeds fans, it only takes 2 defeats to change that.
We're up to the letter L in our A to Z of Leeds United. Obviously, you can't put Leeds itself in, but what player, past or present, or manager, or somebody connected with the club definitely represents the letter L when you think of Leeds United. Open forum here. Anyone got anything good?
Peter Lorimer, get in first.
Yep.
Sorry, son, I missed that.
Peter Lorimer.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. Expand any stories?
Was club record goal scorer. What was he, captain for how many years? Some 8 years.
Yeah, well, he had a couple of spells. He was still playing for us as recently as 1984. And I think his first appearance, he was a teenager, and scored some cracking goals. He's part of that great team, and of course, he owned the pub as well. So he was sort of very much connected with the club for a very, very long time.
Any other shouts?
Nope.
We haven't had many surnames.
No more else.
John Lukic.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's very few beginning with L.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. In the comments then, get ready and help us for M next week. Surnames of Leeds players begin with an M that represent that letter. Brilliant. Right, enjoy the Fulham game then. We'll catch you on the other side of that. And next week we'll talk about the Everton game in a little bit more detail if we have to. Join us for that. Thank you very much, all three of you. Thank you very much
thank
for
you all.
watching.
Cheers, guys.
We shall catch you in 7 days' time.
Bye.